Just Thursday, November 10th, 2022, looking at SPX on the daily. We had a really strong bullish gap and go. So no gapping down. The CPI number came in, I guess, better than expected. We cleared this pivot. Even over here, we've got what looks like a little bit of maybe a double bottom here. So I don't know if we would even come back and retest the 100. The 100 has actually been slightly going up for the last few days, week or so. The 200 still going down. There's a chance we could run up to the 200. So yeah, from right here, it's like, okay, do we just continue to bullish run? We've trapped a bunch of bears. So, you know, that candle yesterday trapped a bunch of bears, thinking that everyone's thinking it's going lower. So we could just do another little bit of a bull run because we trapped the bulls here. Now we're trapping the bears here. Or could we pull back into the 100 and then bounce up? If it's so strong, we should hit the 200, and then that's a bigger picture where we could reject. Remember, we've been in this downtrend here for a little while. We tagged the 200 a little while back in August. We could be running, excuse me, running up into this resistance, doing something like that again, and then rolling back down potentially. But yeah, today was just bullish. The open and the low are the same price. The high and the close were off by what looks like about $2. Not much. Pretty much looks like a Morbosa. Here's intraday 3-minute. Opened up with a really strong bull candle right in between our lines, our green lines here. We've got some bookends here. And so that's kind of just like a rest pattern that then continued on higher. Nice lower wicks right here below the this yellow line that's been in here for a while. And we just kept pushing higher. There were a lot of bear candles closing above the 10. There was a little bit of bearishness that came in here. We had a bull candle close below the 10, another one right on it, another one here. Each one of these did go a little bit lower, even this one, but then that was it. Once we kind of put in that low, which we were making, higher lows all day. Once we put in this low here, then we had some consolidation here with some bear candles, and that moved on up even into this. That's another bear candle closing above the 10. Look at how small that gets right there. Some really good compression, and then a really nice continuation right on up into the rest of the day just to close us out. So that was the rally there. So anyway, bullish was primarily the way to go. There were some opportunities bearish, but even like this is the 39.25 call that got in the money by about let's see, we closed up at 39.54, so got about $4 or $29 into the money. Even this one, earlier in the day was putting in some lows around some nice round numbers, but you wouldn't have known to buy that. Even this hammer here was, the range was more than $1. We got some consolidation on this. So even this strike here, there's this candle that with that consolidation, this candle was $1.50 range. So even this strike was a little bit too wide to be going with the $100 risk. And so then you got to go a little further out. And I mean, the next 25 strike away would be this one, which at any point you could have bought for $1 and then flipped it out for more at any point throughout the day. At some points you could have even bought it for 0.5 and flipped it out for $1 or $2. It's just so much further away. You'd think, well, I'll never get there, never amount to much. But even just getting into that kind of a strike with the move we're having, yeah, there was just so much strength, so much bullishness today. That's really all I have to say. Bearishness, there was some consolidation in here when we were kind of peaking on the 3-minute. You get the lower RSI, and then we reversed a little bit, put in a higher RSI, and that was all lower from there. Even this, and it's even hard to see the value here. I can try to zoom in. Let's see, go right here. Even if I just look at this range here, there were some candles that were better range, so about $1 range on the candle. This looks a little bit more like a morning or invert head and shoulders. This portion here is kind of like a Morningstar reversal. So that is right here where we're getting this reversal going on up here. So that was, a pattern signal, and I'm pointing at it, but I can draw it. So this is more of a head and shoulders right here, and then with the put, it kind of plays out opposite of that. So if you're looking for these patterns, looking for these levels where something could shift, there you go. It would just be like, okay, here's a really nice hammer on the put. The range is such that you could buy at 5 and a stop down at 4, but it hasn't really played out this pattern. You're kind of getting ahead of it that pattern should play out. And, you may need to go out further than the 3,900 put because the candle that really triggers is this one, and then we only retest to the low here, not even 7. So 7 by 4 would have been a comfortable setup, but that's a $300 risk. That's not a dollar risk, or $100 risk. So anyway, those are things to look for with these patterns. Looking for those reversals, looking for targets. If you're in bullish, looking for a target like that, it's like what could play out. And then you have, in addition to that, you have the this bull candle closing below the 10. So that was another signal to say, okay, it might be reversing here. Let's, look to either tighten up stops and get step down, look for reentries, or flip for a very short amount of time because that's fading, and maybe just look for a quick scalp. But yeah, there's definitely some significant strength. The last time we were up this much above the 100 was back over here. So that's the only caution, is that if we have some sort of massive gap down, big bear candle, that's where we'll trap a bunch of the bulls here. So hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.